Eileen Modern is a product owner at our organization, and she's going to do the Scrum program planning. She's first going to look at the Jira board. She's going to go to the HR delivery project and go into the backlog. In the Jira backlog, Eileen can see how the sprints and stories have been configured. She sees that the new hire 90-day survey story is currently in sprint 18, and that the performance bonus plan story is currently in sprint 20. She also notices what is currently in her backlog. Next, she's going to move over to ServiceNow. Eileen will now open the ServiceNow Scrum program planning. This allows the product owner to work collaboratively across Agile teams with a central single view that allows for planning all the work of multiple Scrum teams, including showing dependencies. So she'll click on the Agile board, and she's chosen Program and the HR and Employee Engagement Program. The rows in this view show the teams that are working together on an outcome, or the program, and within each row are the sprints for each team, displayed chronologically. Within each sprint, the stories assigned to each team along with effort and points is shown. Above each sprint, a capacity bar is shown, allowing the program manager to see if any sprint is overcommitted, and hovering over the sprint name shows the capacity and points, and clicking in would allow for editing. And we can see the dependencies between stories, even across teams, shown by the lines. You'll notice that teams can have different schedules for their sprints and still be part of a consolidated program view. Now, looking at this view, we see that there are a couple of issues. First, the HR Dev Sprint 18 is over capacity for story points, and also the new hire 90-day survey story is dependent on the new hire survey page story, but is scheduled to be in the previous sprint. By moving these stories, we can first resolve the dependency issue. So let's move new hire 90-day survey over to sprint 20. That's fixed our dependency issue, but now we see that HR Dev Sprint 20 is over capacity. Then if we move the performance bonus plan over to HR Dev Sprint 21, that resolves our capacity issue. Eileen now needs to go back to Jira to confirm that the changes have been reflected there. So we go back over into Jira, into our backlog, refresh the screen, and we can see that the new hire 90-day survey story is now in HR Dev Sprint 20, and the performance bonus plan is now in HR Dev Sprint 21. An incident impacting the HR Employee Service Management product has come in and has been assigned to Eileen. She needs to create a story so that a dev team can work on this particular incident. So she's going to go back into her program board. She's going to move over to the Team tab, and she has the HR Delivery Team backlog selected. She then will go to the Triage board selection. Selecting the All Incidents Triage definition presents a user with a list of draft incidents that are candidates to be added to the backlog. From here, the user can select the incidents and add them to the backlog. She'll first filter the list to see only items that are assigned to her. Then she will select that incident and add it to the backlog. If we return to the backlog, the selected incident is now visible. We can work the incident or any task record in ServiceNow in the exact same place where we do our Agile development. These processes are commonly in disparate systems of record, but in ServiceNow they can be harmonized in one place. Next, Eileen is going to update the story information for the story that was newly created from the incident. On clicking the newly added incident on the backlog, a pop-up presents the actual incident record. Clicking on the story information link enables Eileen to create a story directly linked to the incident. We're going to add information to the story, such as epics, points, and assign team. We see this is already assigned to the HR delivery team. We're going to assign it to the HR portal epic and estimate 2 points. Click on update. Then we'll click on this X to go back to our backlog list. Eileen now needs to confirm that the story that was added to the backlog for the HR delivery team is reflected in Jira. So she's going to go back over to Jira, refresh the screen. When adding stories to the backlog in ServiceNow for a team, they will also show up in the backlog for that team in Jira. And there's our story. Moving stories from a backlog to a sprint could be done in either product. However, using the ServiceNow Agile board allows planning based on capacity and dependencies. Next, Troy McCoy, one of our developers, is going to mark one of the stories as complete in Jira. So he's logged into Jira and is going to go to Active Sprints. He's going to move the survey questionnaire story From to do over to done, developers can use Jira to update their stories and move them to completed via the Jira board. If we go back to ServiceNow, Eileen can see that the story is complete. So we'll go back to ServiceNow, go back to our program board. We can see a check mark next to survey questionnaire 1, which means the story is complete. If we click in and look at the state, we see that it is also set to complete. This concludes our narrative on the ServiceNow Scrum Agile to Jira integration. Thanks for your time.